Hello, hello, hello. Live video is starting. Thank you, Facebook. Again, as per usual, without fail, one corner of the screen telling me it's starting, the other one's telling me I am actually live. So I'm going to make the assumption that I am actually live. Hello, everybody. You are all very welcome to Wednesday's live call inside the Facebook group Map Your Future ABA, the place where we go from A to B and then we decide we're going to go for a bigger and brighter A. Now, later today, this call will also be in my new YouTube channel, which is at Anthony Beale 2024. And I'd love it if you could subscribe to that in YouTube as well, because that'll help me a lot. Because I really want to get this information out to as wide an audience as I possibly can. Anyway, you're all very welcome to today's call. Over the last month or so, I said I would share real strategies that can make an impact to your life when you use them. Strategies I personally use, methods that help to create positive habits, help help improve results, help with a sense of well-being, and that's both mental and physical, and help you to kick into action to achieve your goals. Because without kicking into action, nothing's going to happen. Okay. And I want everybody to have their best life, to grow and go after the life that they truly want to live. Life is short. It's not a dress rehearsal. So it's important that we get as much out of life as we possibly can. These strategies help with that. They also help to weather the storms that life sends us from time to time, the crises that we all suffer at different times in our life. So, how do we create more balance, more well being, get better results in our lives? The quick answer is we choose. We choose that that's what we're going to do. We make a committed decision. You choose what you really want in your life. You choose how you want to be. You choose what you want to do. You choose what you want to have in your life. And you choose what you must replace in your life to get it. Because our lives are all tied up with loads of different stuff, and we got to make space for the good that we desire. Then you think more and more about what you want. You dwell on what you want. You get emotionally involved with it. You step out and you take action towards it, and you stop wasting time and energy thinking about why you can't and what you don't want. When you dwell on what you want, you get emotionally involved in it. As you start to feel, what would it be like to be, do, and to have the life that you really want? And using the power of repetition, thinking more and more about what you want, getting emotionally involved, feeling it. When you do that, you compel yourself to act. You take action towards you want what you want, and that starts a chain reaction where you create the life that you want. Your thoughts create your feelings create your actions, those actions create reactions, the reactions create your circumstances, conditions, and the environment. That is known as your results. It all starts with the thoughts that you are thinking, the dominating thoughts you habitually think. This is cause and effect. When you look after the causes, your thoughts, feelings, and actions, the effects take care of themselves, the reactions, conditions, circumstances, the results. It starts with your thinking. Now, there is no shortage of different ways to create better thoughts. Thinking better is always the first step to creating a better life. One way is to develop the habit of gratitude, starting every day positively. Another is thinking on paper. Journaling helps to identify thought patterns and process emotions. You become aware of triggers, habitual reactions, and beliefs that you must replace. Learning how to let things go and how to forgive others as well as ourselves, that helps create a space, a mental space for new ideas and new thinking. Learning how to reevaluate and replace beliefs and habits is a key part to making changes in your life. Deciding on how and what you want to be and how you want to behave in any given day helps to reprogram your self image. The biggest part of the conditioning, the paradigm. And like I said last week, the paradigm is a collection of all your habits, beliefs, and behaviors that is stored in your subconscious mind. And nearly all of our behavior is habitual. Remember from last week, you can't outperform your self image, the biggest part of the paradigm, but you can reprogram it by focusing daily on how you want to be and how you want to act and have goals. Goals are so important to help drive you forward, to give you a point to focus on and to focus on the direction of your choosing. Now, I've spoken on all of those things, on all those topics in the previous calls, which are all in the featured section and they're on the group page here, and they're all on my YouTube channel as well. Now, let me share this with you in case you've missed this. I have this template here, and I use this every day that has all the strategies that I've been sharing with you over the last weeks and what I'm going to share today. And it's all handy in one place. It's free and you can get it at www.anthonybeale.ie, but it's only available for this week. And I really want to get this into as many hands as I possibly can now. And I'll pop a link into the comments straight away after the call so you can get access to it. But do make sure that you get it, the Balance Your Day 7.0 toolkit, because I know those of you that do get it and use it and make it a part of your lives will definitely change your life for the better. Okay, so last week I mentioned I was going to share today ways on how to program the goals you decide into your subconscious mind, meaning you step out and you take action towards them. What I'm about to share, you can use for beliefs, habits, and your goals. This is the fastest way I know how to program a goal, a new idea, a belief into the subconscious mind. Every day you have thousands of thoughts, okay, whizzing in and out of your mind, okay? Many of these are of a repetitive nature. And because of this repetitive nature, we are programming ourselves with these automatic thoughts. Some of these thoughts are coming into us via TV, via radio, in our commute, and by other people. Now, think for a second. All these thoughts come whizzing in. It's like we are hypnotizing ourselves without realizing it. We are not aware that that is what we're doing. So we don't protect what we're thinking in our conscious mind. And this is what's called mental activity. Now, wouldn't it make sense for us to decide on the thoughts that we want to program ourselves with? And the more you start considering the thoughts you want to think, the more you're just going to realize just how often thoughts just pop in that you did not consciously consider. This is where we can use a principle that's always working called auto suggestion. You can learn to use it for you rather than it be used against you. You are already doing this, but most people are not aware that's what they're doing. Auto suggestions are suggestions from yourself to yourself. You auto suggest every day without consciously considering it. This is also known as self talk, inner dialogue, mental activity. It can be, if it's you're having an off day, the inner critic. And it uses up so much energy that we could use in better ways. And what I'm suggesting here is you take some time, you decide on the thoughts that you want to think, the beliefs that you want to have, the thoughts you want to habitually think, and focusing on those thoughts around what you want, your goal, your beliefs, and your habits that you choose to have in your life, and that you create some positive statements around them. And you repeat those over and over again. Okay? Now, to change it can be that simple, but there's a little bit more to it than that. My mentor taught me with these positive statements, they nearly always should start with, I am so happy and grateful now that. You want to feel this as much as you can. The more you can feel your statement, the quicker it goes into the subconscious mind, which is your emotional mind. And it is your emotional mind that kicks the body into action. Remember, the thoughts control the feelings. The feelings compel the body to take action. The action creates the reaction, the circumstances, the condition, and the verb, but it starts up here. It starts in the conscious and subconscious minds, okay? So remember, the feeling leads to the action. So you start with, I'm so happy and grateful now that. You follow that up with the goal you want to achieve, or the belief you want to install, or the habit you want to start taking action on. Okay. And then you use the power of repetition to install this new idea, this new thought, this new goal, belief, or habit. Everyone always wants to know, how long does this take? And I'm very frank. I tell them, how long is a piece of string? as everybody has their own conditioning to contend with, their own paradigm, and we're all unique. And some people can accept this idea quicker than others. Okay? So, how long does it really take you to accept an idea? I have no idea, as it's going to be different for everyone. I know certain ideas took me longer to accept than others, but that's what you need to do. You need to accept that your goal is something you are able and willing to do. Accept the idea that your new belief is a true belief, that you have chosen, or a habit that you want to install, you can install and do until it's a habit. But we need to repeat these thoughts with as much intent and as much emotion as we can to accept them as possibilities. Because until we can accept them, we won't act on them. And without acting on them, we can't change our results. It is impossible for you to change results without doing something. But we first must think we can, feel we can, before we will ever step out and take action to make it happen. That's what we're doing here. But when you fully accept the ideas, your understanding grows, your belief in you grows. And with that belief, you develop faith in yourself and you step out and you take action and you make things happen. Now, when you've chosen your positive statements that you want to become a part of your thinking, the goal or the belief or the habit, there are a number of ways you can program them into your subconscious mind. You can write them out and read them out over and over again, memorizing them. Say them in your head over and over throughout the day, or aloud when you're on your own, for example, during your commute. You can write them out multiple times a day. By doing this, you are working at convincing yourself that your goal is possible and it's possible for you. Because until you believe it's possible and it's possible for you, you're not going to do anything with it. You build your own belief this way. You believe you can do the new, act in the new way, the habit, and you make it happen. I have found mirror work to be one of the fastest ways to install new ways of thinking, beliefs, habits, and goals into the subconscious mind. Mirror work evokes an emotional response, and that adds power and energy to your chosen statements to program your subconscious mind. That's what you're doing here. Deciding on the beliefs, the habits, and goals you want, and then installing them into your subconscious mind. By doing so, you will take action and start making them happen. I've also found that doing this is very uncomfortable at the start. I found this very, very hard. Mirror work is where you have your positive statements that you want to become a part of your belief system. Statements about yourself that are in the first person, present tense, and are positive. You can only make these statements for yourself. You cannot make them for somebody else. You cannot make them in the future. You can only make them in the present. And you cannot make them negative. They must be positive. The subconscious mind will not recognize negative. For example, don't think of a pink elephant going up the street on rollerblades having a pint. Okay? Now think about that for a second. I told you, don't think. The mind works in pictures and they must be positive pictures. Okay? So you say these statements with as much intent, emotion as you can muster, and you look at yourself in a mirror. Okay? Starting always with, I am so happy and grateful now that. You want to feel happy and you want to feel grateful as you do this. You are happy that whatever it is that you want to happen is done and you are grateful for it. And you want to invoke that feeling as much as possible. At first, spend a minute at this if you can do that. I know the first time I did it for about 10 seconds. But if you can do it for a minute, do it for a minute and then extend the time gradually up to maybe 5 minutes or so max. You don't need to do any longer than that. Repeating your positive statements, the affirmation, the auto suggestion, it's all the same thing, by the way. The new belief, the new habit, or the goal you want to work on. You repeat these things over and over to take the place of old habits, beliefs, and behaviors, and to believe in your goal more. This helps your belief that things are possible and are possible for you as well. Because until you think it's possible, you won't do anything. Now, as you do this, you look one eye at a time at yourself because you can only focus on one eye at a time. So when you're looking at somebody, you focus on one or the other eye, left or right. You choose. Okay? So you only focus on one eye at a time when you're doing it. Then think for a second, okay? Think. When we look deeply into somebody's eyes, doesn't matter who it is, but when we're paying attention and we really look at someone's eye, do we find them more attractive as a nice person or less attractive? Think for a second. More attractive, of course. And we can do this for ourselves. By doing this work for ourselves, we feel better about ourselves because we're able to look at ourselves. Now, I know this sounds mad. I know it sounds mad. I thought it was complete BS when I first done it, but it works. Now, it may seem silly, and it will, in all likelihood, feel super uncomfortable. But to grow, you must be okay. You must be willing. You have to step out of your comfort zone. You must be okay with being a bit uncomfortable. When you just do this, it will help you accept thoughts, the beliefs, the habits you need to work on, your goal, and move you through the body in due course to make it a reality. It will help you to believe these thoughts. That's all they are, thoughts. These beliefs, the goals, are possible and possible for you. All things are possible for those that believe. So let me give you some examples of auto suggestions I have used in my mirror work to give you some example. So let me start with maybe a couple of beliefs first. And they all start with, I am so happy and grateful now that I, and I say it with as much intention and as much emotion as I can muster. So I am so happy and grateful now that I accept myself exactly as I am. Now, when I started that, I first used to say, I accept my eyes, I accept my ears, I accept my nose, I accept my teeth, I accept my belly, because these were all parts of myself that I was super self conscious of. And I didn't like looking at myself. I really didn't like looking at myself, and I couldn't look myself in the eye. But when I started to do it, I was able to accept myself exactly as I am, warts and all, and be much more less self conscious of myself. That was one of the things I wanted to work on. So I eventually got it to I'm so happy and grateful now that I accept myself exactly as I am. It took work, it didn't happen overnight. Next one, let me share another one. I am so happy and grateful now that I love and approve of myself. How many of us don't like ourselves? How many of us are always giving out to ourselves? I can actually do this now. I can actually kiss myself. I know it sounds nuts, but at one time I wanted to punch myself, but now I kiss myself and I'm able to give myself a hug and I'm able to pat myself on the back and celebrate my wins. But that's because I've been doing work on myself to improve myself. And the only person who can improve you is you. Now, you can find people to give you ideas, you can find people to help you, you can find people to help you be more accountable. But the only person that can do this work is you. Now, as I said, when I started to do this, I couldn't look myself even in the eye. Now I have no problems at looking at myself, and I even smile at myself more and more, and I'm a nicer person. I give myself the occasional wink too, just for divilment and the crack. Now, let me give you sure a few more. Oh, this is a good one, and this one had really helped me. I am so happy and grateful now that I know I am enough. I was always enough, and I will always be enough. Now, that's something I will use anytime I set a new goal. Because sometimes when you're setting a new target, new goal, you got to believe in yourself. And that one is a great one to use. Now, those are beliefs that I've worked on installing that I now know are true. And I feel better about me. Because until you feel better about you, you're not going to behave better. And until you behave better, you're not going to take better actions. And until that happens, you can't change your life. Thought, feeling, action. That's the only thing we have any control over. We can control our thoughts, we can control our feelings, and we can control our actions. But it takes work. Nobody's going to hand it to you, unfortunately. So let me share some examples of habits I've worked on installing. I am so happy and grateful now that I only breathe deep lungfuls of healthy, fresh air into my body. I said that every day for 30 days. I wrote it out maybe 50 times every day for 30 days before I stopped smoking. And then when I stopped smoking, I continued to see and feel myself. I haven't smoked. Actually, we're the 11th. I'm actually nearly 20 months clean of cigarettes now. We'll be on Monday, the 15th. Yeah, it is Monday, I think, or Saturday, or whenever. But I'm 20 months clean and clear of cigarettes. And this affirmation, auto suggestion, helped me dramatically to do that. Let me share another one. I am so happy and grateful now that I use and invest my time wisely. This has helped me to reduce distractions and being more productive. Swapping out things that are a waste of time in my life and are not helping me get where I want to get to. So, with time, it's so important that we manage ourselves more and more. Can't manage time, but we can manage activities. And this one has helped me to use my time more effectively. Let me share another one. Let me just give you an example of a goal. And this is one of this is my C type goal. I am so happy and grateful now that I serve thousands of people all over the world in peace from my piece of heaven. So I have my goal completely detailed, written out in depth, in detail that I use for visualization, which I'll talk about now in a minute. And that's my statement that I repeat to myself over and over again because I want to remind myself, I want to spark my intention, spark my focus more and more. And I have it written on my goal card, which I talked about last week. Okay. And you can get access to goal cards and all that stuff inside here in Balance Your Day 7.0. You see, the more you work with your mind, install habits, beliefs, and goals, the habits, beliefs, and goals that you want, the quicker you change your life. But you must use repetition. You must use repetition till you genuinely believe and you develop faith, you take out. And you're only going to have faith, you'll know you have faith when you're taking action. Until you're taking action, nothing's going to happen. And another way to program your goals and work on beliefs and habits and your self image is combining relaxation with visualization. This is where you calm the mind first. Okay. So you can really use the power of the faculty of your imagination and your will, which is another one of your higher faculties, to focus on what you want. So many people try to force themselves to visualize, but you can't force yourself to visualize. You must be relaxed and let yourself relax. And then once you're relaxed, you let yourself visualize your goal. Now, as part of the Balance Your Day 7.0 toolkit, I have prepared a guided relaxation with a visualization exercise that will help you, and that will guide you completely through this. It's only about 12 and a half, maybe 13 minutes. But to get value from visualization, you must learn how to relax first. The mind will not be forced to work. You have to entice the mind. You have to work with the mind. Okay? Now, you can build your will to focus, and by using your imagination more and more, you strengthen it, but you can't force them. Okay? And I went into a lot on the higher faculties or way back in the featured section here in the group where I covered the six higher faculties: imagination, the will, perception, memory, reason. I said intuition. Anyway, there's six of them. One's not coming to me. Memory, maybe. So you relax your mind first. You imagine your goal is done now in the present, and you see yourself as your best version of you. You create the scene that makes you feel really good about your goal and your best self. And you repeat that over and over till you believe it, till you have faith in yourself, until you start taking action towards it. As I said, there's a guided audio that will take you through that process in the Balance Your Day toolkit. And I will pop a link directly below this so you have easy access. But that's only going to be available for another 4 or 5 days. And I really want you to get as much value out of this as you possibly can. Those templates really, really help. Now, next week, I'm going to wrap up this series and I'm going to give the final steps to making your goals a reality. And that is stepping out of the comfort zone and taking actions. And I'm going to share some things with you about getting healthier and fitter doesn't need to be a big, massive ordeal, and how to improve your personal standard by embracing accountability rather than running away from it. And if you have any questions about any of the content here, you can send me an email to abeale@anthonybeale.ie. That's ABEALE at ANTHONYBEALE.ie. Or if you want to know more about how you can work with me, you can request a discovery call and I'll send you a link to set that up. You can send me an email or you can send me a direct message or you can send me a home and pigeon. I don't care. But we can set that up relatively easily enough. There'll be a few questions, but nothing that's going to give you a brain hernia. But have a great week, everybody. And I'll see you back here next week. But do get access to this while it's available. It's free. I can tell you, those of you that get access to this, that learn about it, that use it, that repeat using it, you will change your life. Have a great week, everybody. God bless you all. Bye bye.